world and discover the science behind enhanced immune response and accelerated healing. Today we have Dr. Prabhu, who's a medical ENT specialist as well, which is completed his medical 1988, and he was an ENT specialist since 1991 till 2005. After 2005, in 2006, he's ventured into stem cell therapy under the banner of European Wellness Academy. And he also is a faculty member of Bioquantum Academy, Toronto, Canada, and head of Epigenetic in medical doctor for Somani Hera, Hyderabad. In above that, he also trained in energy medicines, start practicing preventive healthcare since 2006, and 2015 he started his epigenetic, practicing for past 10 years. And now he's a director of Golden Hand Epigenetic Solutions Hyderabad in Malaysia and India, and a professor of epigenetic at Kolar Medical College in India. So I'm glad to introduce Doctor. So he will take over from now. Please, Doctor, you can start the talk.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Dr. Prabhu. Thank you so
Sharon.
much to be on board.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah. I think there was a little confusion that whether I'm going to conduct or not, but I am here. This is how I take responsibility, and I am here because this is my duty to the fellow human beings. So welcome on this beautiful pep talk to all the beautiful souls who took their time to come and basically listen to what I'm going to share on with my medical experience. So today's is more of post-vaccination and immune system, but I'm not going to go into detail into the vaccination and other details, but how our immune system gets compromised, and then what are we going to do? How are you going to handle this? Now, this is the biggest challenge that everybody on this planet Earth is going through. And how do we go about? Now, let's move on to the next slide, and then from there we go on. All right. Okay, Anand, I think I need to go out and then come back in with I'll stop sharing first and then let me get out. Then once again, reshare. I think this is how it works. All right, now it's, yes. All right, you're able to hear me clearly, am I right? Anand?
Yes, we can hear you very clear. And now?
Thank you, Sharon. Fantastic. Let's move on now. Now, this is a talk. I think I'm privileged to say that I am with Himushu, Sinjan Barat, Malaysia, which all happened in the past 2 weeks. It's Sharon is one of the director and June is another partner there, and they are running this organization. I had the privilege of, getting into this particular company to know more about the silica and its benefits. So we all decided let's do some health talk series, and today is the first series talk with Himishu and my participation in this beautiful health talk series. As Ananda had given a beautiful intro, this is a slide which I think you all will be able to pick up what am I and how I will be. So I am really interested in human health, especially when it comes up to how do we prevent the disease and how do we become more healthier. Now, in this situation of life, it is challenging and it is beautiful as well. Being in the medical line, I've seen how we all handle diseases, how we all handle our clients. But at the end of the day, when it comes up to cure or reversing disease, it doesn't happen because we are not trained for it. But what happened with me was in epigenetics, which was just out of the blue, I was pushed into the ocean of epigenetics, which I didn't know what it was and what exactly it meant. I had zero knowledge about epigenetics when I started in 2015. But saying so, because there was an inner gut feeling, inner guidance by our soul saying that, hey, look, you are basically in the preventive healthcare, stick on to this epigenetics, stick on and just move in. So that's how what I did was I just stuck to this, even though You wouldn't believe that every day I need to go through or read our medical literatures related to our epigenetics and the clients whom I'm seeing is not easy, because once you cross 50 years, I think our brain also doesn't, it's not able to go and pick up the information as we used to do as a youngster. But still, I did get into this and then I started walking into it. And the good news was during the COVID, there was a lot of fantastic journey. I could help a lot of clients of mine, to recover through my preventive health care. And I had the privilege of completing my diploma in epigenetics in the year 2022. And I was a few doctors who could do this. At that time, we were only 300 participants in this diploma in epigenetic, and I could complete it. And after that, I went on to do my functional medicine therapy in India, and I completed that as well. So what has happened is learning has been my passion. And that's the reason I'm sitting before you to share the knowledge and then, basically keep you informed that how you also can take care of your health through the knowledge what we are sharing. So now let's get into the little bit of statistics, which is staggering with our 8 billion population, and what's happening, how many deaths happen. It's almost 7 million people died during COVID situation. And but 8.2 billion people, we are still alive. That's the beauty. You are alive, I am alive here. Now, if you look at the number of people who die every day, it's around 150,000. Now, just imagine that's quite a bit of it. Now, saying that, on the other side, if you see how many people are born on this earth, can you believe it's almost double? It's almost 360 to 368 newborn, new souls are coming onto earth. And every day, can you believe every day? Now, this is something we guys are, I think, as human beings, are very busy in reproducing the human species so that it just blindly expands. Now, at the same time, when the number of population increases, I would say that the ignorance also among the population is very, very high. I would say 80% of the population are ignorant. They are like the sheep, they have the herd mentality. They just follow someone and just go on following and following, and they get involved in every damn thing. And at the end of the day, when you look at the health wise, too much emotional. But coming back to the people who die of different situations, ischemic heart disease, stands number one, quite a high number. Then came the COVID, then we have the stroke, then chronic pulmonary. That means something to do with your lungs. And other than that, of course, diabetes has taken over a little upper hand, the common causes for complication. It's not just diabetes alone, it's the complication. Then, of course, the kidney disease and tuberculosis. Can you believe tuberculosis was something I, as a medical student, we used to go and work in tuberculosis sanatorium. And then I thought everything, we could control the disease. But today, you see 1.4 million people are dying of tuberculosis. Now, if you look into the tuberculosis situation, it's just an example I'm sharing with you. I worked in the tuberculosis hospital, and at that time, of course, we used to wear a mask, but I didn't contract tuberculosis, even though I worked near to the patients. Now, why is that? That's the reason is your immune system, if it is optimal, I think your immune system can fight. Even the tuberculosis comes in, it will fight it. So at the end of the day, the beginning itself, I'm telling you, your immune system needs to be at par with the optimized level. Then only you will be able to avoid diseases. Now, if you want to avoid diseases, your immune system has to be optimal. That's it. Okay. Now, when you look at the world statistics of number of people who have health issues, is 95%. This is, I don't know what to say. That means every other person we see is unhealthy. All right. But if you look at why they are unhealthy, it can be from different forms of minor ailments to the major ailments to chronic diseases. But at the end of the day, for you to be healthy, it really takes a lot of effort by you to make yourself healthy so that your body can handle if any diseases come in. It can be bacterial infection, viral infection, it could be parasites inside your body, anything. You need to be optimally working. That is how you will be able to. So I think you should have got the the glimpse of what I'm going to convey to you at the end of my talk is that your immune system needs to be optimized. Whether you're vaccinated, not vaccinated, whether you have a disease, you don't have a disease, doesn't matter. Optimizing your immune system plays a very, very important role. So let's move in and see. Now, we all know that, most of us, what we do, we just go and do a blood test, and they will say in the blood test everything is okay, a little bit of your cholesterol is slightly high, all these little things, and they'll say don't worry, you just take care of yourself. Even if your blood sugar is slightly high, they will say yeah, you're a pre-diabetic, and then they will send you off. Then after 6 months you become a full-blown diabetic, or maybe after another 1 year you become a diabetic. Now, the situation today is we have options for us to, at least prevent the disease coming into you by being aware in terms of handling your day-to-day life. Let me come back. Your day-to-day life handling plays a very, very, very important role. It's not overnight wellness is going to happen, and it's not something easy for you to just think that, okay, you want to change something and it will happen overnight. No, your eating habits needs to be changed. Your way of thinking has to be changed. All this plays a very, very important role in terms of handling your diseases and handling yourself in our day-to-day. Now, coming back to our how healthy are we? How do we check? We know blood test, we know the urine test, we can do a saliva test, we can do X-rays, CT scan, MRI, whatever said and done. Can you pick the diseases which is at the cellular level? No. So that's why you cannot say I'm healthy just because you finished your blood test, and then you cannot come and say, Doctor, I'm very healthy. No, because I have seen enough of number of people having blood test normal and dying the very next day. Yes, this is a fact of life. Now it's okay. Now what do we do then? What are we supposed to do? Let's get into the situation where what are the situation at present, can you see on the slide, there are a lot of factors, almost 6 different areas where you need to look into, right from oxidation to your smoking, to your stress, drugs, to pollution, to mechanical trauma, traumatic injuries, to your physical extremely temperatures, radiation, microwaves, chemical caustic agents, poisons, venoms, genotoxic, proteotoxic compounds, nutritive deficiency. This is something I think we don't even look into it, but nutritive deficiency is one of the epigenetic. Now, what you see here is all epigenetic factors recognized 30 years ago, and then this is where I started specializing in this. Now, this, if I have to share, it's a super specialization. It's not an ordinary science. There's a lot of deeper meaning in what is happening at your cell level, and you as a doctor need to have the passion to go read. It's not just being in this epigenetic is going to help you. No, epigenetic is a situation where you need to read every day, you need to correlate, you need to find out why is this, and then come to a conclusion of how do you handle these epigenetic factors and then correct them. Now, this is the biggest challenge we have today, because correcting also, it's not just like you can go across the counter in a pharmacy, buy the whatever the nutraceuticals or the medications in terms of supporting your body for correction of all this. It doesn't happen like that. So there also, I would say there is a lot of challenge for me as a doctor to pick the right epigenetic corrective nutraceuticals to give you to move forward. So now what is happening? As a doctor, what we see in our regular practice is post-vaccination and the post-COVID situation, of course, the world has changed. When you look at the world has changed in terms of purchasing. Last time we all used to go to a restaurant, have some whatever food we want. We used to go to a restaurant. But today what happened? Just one click, one order, you get it at your home instantly. And the online businesses has really boomed in the past 4 to 5 years. Now, hardly people go to the shops, but still saying that doesn't mean that the physical shops have closed. No, physical shops are still, but if you look at the business part of it, it is still comparatively the boom is there on the online. But for me as a doctor, when they call it as post-vaccination or post-COVID, um, I'm seeing it's my friends, my clients, cardiovascular situation. People just die, without for no reason. They are okay and suddenly they die. And they go to the hospital, they die. Cerebrovascular, that means brain related, it could be stroke related. They also slowly increasing in numbers. And autoimmune diseases are, autoimmune disease means what's happening to your immune system. Your immune system fighting against your own body. Now, why should your body fight with your own self? Why should it do that? It's like, taking a whip and then go on whipping your own self, and, it's going to pain you, right? But at the end of the day, your body cells don't recognize your own body cells as its own. It sees as a foreign body, and automatically it starts. That's where the autoimmune diseases are set. Now, this is quite prevalent in the past 3 to 4 years. I see a lot of cases where autoimmune. Now, if you have to control autoimmune diseases, there are a lot of situations where you need to go back, and there's a lot of reverse engineering we all have to do. But I am in my epigenetic practice do handle a lot of autoimmune diseases, and I wouldn't say I'm successful, but I would say I have been in a situation where I'm helping a lot of clients, and they become much more healthier. The moment you become healthy is good enough, your autoimmune disease can be controlled. So I wouldn't know whether I've reversed it fully or not, because most of them are very healthy. And as long as they don't have a symptoms, I feel it's good enough for me in my practice. And they look healthy, they feel healthy, and they can do their routine day-to-day work normally. Diabetes and its complication is increasing. Why? Now, why should it increase? Diabetes is not a big disease that you cannot control it. It's basically a dietary disease. Now, why is that you cannot control it? Why you cannot handle it? It's because the ignorant human beings do not follow a proper protocol in terms of handling their food habits, handling their mindset, handling their day-to-day activities, handling the stress. The last one I put you is the stress has increased. Now, what do you think the stress has increased? Everybody now home-based work is very, very common, and people are sitting at home. Last time, at least you go to the office, you see a few people and say, hi, good morning. And then, you go for a cup of coffee, come back and work. And then afternoon lunch, you'll take off. All those interaction was. Now imagine you're just sitting at home. It's only your computer sitting at home, maybe your family members. You go out, see them, come back and sit there. Now, there also indirectly stress gets involved, and people, a lot of people are in depression. So here, now there are a lot of situations. Now, come what may, what we need to do is we need to become aware of why are we as human beings, why should we suffer? And what can we do about it? So we can do a lot of changes, and we should look into it as so that at least let us live a healthy life, and live the life until the mortal body is keeping you alive. Saying that, this is something we have the best health care facilities, but still cannot control the diseases and its complication. Now, why is that? Can you believe we have 7-star hospitals, and we have the best MRIs, we have the best laboratory facilities, we have the highest, latest form of blood analysis, DNA analysis. Now, epigenetic is also there, but still, you look at the diseases are still moving at the space where we doctors are not able to handle. Now, just imagine on one side we have the allopathy doctors. On the other side, if you look, there are homeopathy doctors, there are Ayurvedic doctors, there are naturopaths, there are other modalities of practitioners. Now, all of them are trying to do something in their own field, so that they want to help people to make them much more healthier. So I am in this journey with the epigenetic. Also can proudly say that optimizing wellness is going to be the future epigenetic department. As of now, you don't have any epigenetic department in any medical colleges, any hospitals. It's not there, but it's going to be the future. And that's the reason I'm sticking on to it, and I will be in it, and I will work with it, walk with it, and I will live this mortal body with epigenetic practices only. So now you might be searching for some optimizing your health. So if you want to optimize, there are, what do we do? There are a lot of things you need to look. It is not just one factor alone. So now here on the Light platform, because here we are committed to you for giving you the right information with the right knowledge, you should be able to carry on yourself and move further, so that be healthy and live a beautiful life, blissful life, and carry on with your day-to-day work. Whatever you're doing, you need to enjoy. You need to have a lot of money. You need to have your own beautiful home, enjoy, travel a lot, and enjoy your journey of life with optimal health. So saying that, today's topic, what is that we are going to talk? Something very unique, something very different. It's called silica. Now, it's an important nutrient, which is a new approach to optimize your health and immune system. Now, this is something, for me, I do know about silica. We all know about it. But for me, I also know about silica, but I didn't know that this particular silica is an important nutrient and it can help us to optimize our health from different angles. I didn't know it. Frankly speaking, I didn't know it until 2 weeks ago when I met Sharon and I picked up the product. And then when I saw, yeah, this makes some sense. And then I was excited when I saw the kind of clinical research what the Japan guys have done, the scientists have done is something marvelous. And I said, yeah, this looks good. And that's where I jumped into it. And today I'm here to just share some information so that it gives you I would say, some form of solace that you can look into it and then start maybe consuming it to make your health a little more better. As we go on, we will be able to understand how important it is. Now, what you know about silica? We all know silica is number one on the screen. What you see is the silica gel, which is all to absorb the moisture. In packing, it can be your medical bottles. It will be there. Now, other than that, it's from silica, is from the crystals, and then you would have seen silica is being used in glass industries. Now, these are the three. Basically, we know it's there. Now, saying that, a little bit information about silica is now silica is the second most abundant element on planet Earth. That means it's there everywhere. And it's the third most abundant trace elements in a human body after iron and zinc. This is something I learned actually, to be very, very frank. See, knowledge is something like, I always feel what I know is only a hand fistful of knowledge. And what I do know, it's like the ocean. Now, this I always feel even though in the 60 years of my human platform journey and 36 years as a medical doctor, I still feel though I don't know. I know nothing. This is what I always feel. But I'm excited that I'm here on this platform to share and a little bit of knowledge of whatever I've picked up and then I'm sharing with you today. So silicon, when you look at is hardly ever found in a natural free form, but rather associated with the oxygen in the form of a silica. So the moment silicon gets connected with the oxygen molecule, it becomes a silica. So the solubility of silica is in the natural condition is very, very low. However, when it is obtained from plants, it becomes more soluble and bioavailable. Now, this is something the technology, the Japanese have mastered it and they have done it. Now, this is a good news for us. So now when it is a good news for us, what we need to do is we need to see how we can use it and then how we can make it useful in our journey of life. So when did it all start about silica? It all started in 1972. Until then, silica was a totally an ignored subject, totally ignored micronutrient. Now, after that, slowly it started coming into our dietary regimes where it has been added on. So like that, when things were inside, until recently, 2017, it was adds and food additive, wherein it becomes only when safe we can add it. So it took a long journey for even the regulatory bodies to give an approval for silica to be added. Now, if you see, I think the spritz water, if you see the spritz water, there is silica in it. Okay. Now, this is how there are a lot of silica products available in the market. But as long as it is safe for you to consume and as long as it's a water soluble and nanoparticle, then I think it's much safer. That's where you can see on the right side, it's called the Himisu water soluble rice silica, which is from Japan. This is something very unique and we are able to see. Now, there are something you want to be aware is it is inside our body, but as it is there, it starts reducing. Now, here when you see silica and human health, it's the only mineral that exists in all organs. The all organs, we have 36 major organs, but if you look at the small organs, it's almost 70. So what happens is silica is something which starts going down as you age. Now, just imagine if you're 50 plus, you will be hardly having any 20 to 30% of silica in your body, which will not be able to help you to build your own collagen, build your own osteoblasts for your bone. Now, this is where you would have seen when you have osteoporosis, doctor would be giving you medications and supportive supplements. But overall, if you see, there is some benefits, but nothing like activating your own collagen production or to own osteoblast for your own bone strength, you need to have your own. That's where silica plays something very, very important role, wherein it can activate and stimulate your own production. So now what happens? When did people start looking into silica deficiency? Frankly speaking, silica deficiency I started seeing when I was started practicing epigenetics, wherein we used to pluck the hair strand and then scan it and send it to Germany. Now, once we get back from Germany, you know what? I used to see a silicon deficiency, but frankly speaking, I just ignored it until now. Now only I'm thinking, what did I do? Now, from where can I get silica? That part of it, and we thought it's just a micronutrient. I don't need to look into it. So I ignored. Can you believe 10 years, it was there in my hair profiling reports, but I didn't go into the detail of handling it or supplementing it because I was thinking anyway, silica can be naturally available. Maybe it's available in the food and all, so people can handle. But now today, I can tell you when it is available as a nano form and it is easily available where we can buy and consume. Why shouldn't we? We should actually. So thereby we can actually prevent a lot of situation in terms of degenerative diseases, wherein you're talking about weak bones or joints or memory or brain related situation or even your heart related situation and your anti-aging. This is something used in anti-aging. These are all something which excited me when I came to know about silica through Himishu Sindrian Barad, and that is where I am today. I said I'm going to give a talk. Now, the biggest challenge on earth for any human being is when there is a challenge in your personal life and you are still able to do something, it needs a lot of courage. Now, here I would like to share this information that my father passed away on the 21st of August, and I flew from Malaysia back to Bangalore, and he's a retired captain, and he passed away on 21st. Now, today is the 8th day, and in fact, Sharon was thinking that we can cancel this program, and she called me and asked me, Doc, what do we do? Do we cancel it? I said, no. It's just a 1 hour program, but you wouldn't believe from morning until now, almost 8 hours, I have been preparing the slides just for you all. That's the love and passion I have for you all. And I said, no, I'm going to come. I will do what I'm supposed to do. Now, once we all take responsibility in our life, I think our life will be very, very beautiful. And we all will be blessed in abundance by this beautiful universe or God or whoever is there up, he will bless us. So saying that, I'm really blessed to be here with you all to give this beautiful a little bit of knowledge. I would say my knowledge is a grain, it's just in a drop in an ocean. And with this little drop, I thought, let me come and put the drop in your little bit brain and thereby activate your brain cells so that you also can live a better life by knowing much about silica. Now, what are the benefits you can get by using a silica supplement is it can promote bone and joint health, number one. Number two, it can enhance your blood circulation and cardiovascular health. Number three, it can regulate your hormones. And number four, it can do a cell detoxification and especially heavy metal. And in that heavy metal, especially your aluminum, it's been proven beyond doubt that silica can attach to the aluminum and can detox aluminum. It's clinical. We have a lot of papers presentation. So here for aluminum, now why is that aluminum plays a very important role as a poison or a heavy metal in our body? If you ask me in my hair testing, hair analysis or the epigenetic hair analysis, what I'm doing, I see aluminum toxicity very, very, very common. It's very common. But what we used to do is to detox with the EDTA and other regular our medical practice. What we used to do. But now I understood that silica can help me out. So this is how silica can be a part of my journey for detoxification. Now, other than that, you look at the promotion or to promote brain health, your nerves, your mental health. All this silica plays a very, even though it's a micronutrient, I would say it really helps you. Now, there is something now you would be seeing is enhancing digestive health and strengthening immune system. So what I would like to stress upon and then give a little mention to you is if you have a good digestive health system, I can guarantee you your immune system will be healthy. your immune system will be optimal. Good enough, isn't it? So that means what you need to do, instead of directly jumping into and saying that, okay, you need to improve your health system, you need to improve your digestive system. Now, improving digestive system doesn't mean you have to just pop in some pills and then make your digestive system healthy. No, your digestive health depends on what you put inside your mouth. It plays a very, very important. If you're a foodie, it's good. But if you're going to eat only canned food, prepared food from a restaurant, and most of the time keep your food in refrigerator and eat after 2 3 days, or frozen it and then eat it later, or you can call it as even frozen food. Now these are all not at all good for your gut health. I still remember my grandmother used to prepare every day 2 meals, not 2 meals, 3 meals. 3 meals. Breakfast she will prepare for my grandfather who used to working, and the second she will prepare the food in the afternoon will be fresh, and third will be by evening 6 o'clock. Dinner also will be fresh. Now this is how those days our grandparents were very very healthy. Why? Because they've practiced a little bit of effort to make them healthy by preparing fresh vegetables with the fresh or whatever you are preparing. It makes a lot of sense. But in today's world, we all are giving excuses, especially with the working woman, and the husband also working, woman, wife also is working. So what's happening is everything becomes a little difficult. I understand that. But what I would request everyone who are all working is plan your life. When you have Saturday, Sundays, holidays, you have to plan what vegetable are you going to cook for the next week. And but today's, let me tell you, those days we didn't have the gas stove. We didn't have cookers. It was all, they used to use firewood and then used to cook the food. But those days women were not working, so it's still okay. But today we are having all the electric stove to the gas stove. We have so many facilities. So you need to utilize these latest innovations in terms of cooking food. You need to plan your journey of life. Now, saying that your digestive health plays a very important, I'm not going to go too detailed. Let me, as I go on, I will tell you what to do. But other than that, you need to look into that speed up of wound healing. Now, you see a lot of diabetic food, you have a fall and there is an injury, the wound doesn't heal. All these are there. But now what you can do is you can use silica water spray, 1:10 dilution, and you can spray the water on your wound. The wound starts healing. And it's a very good support for your hair, skin, nail, teeth, and gums. So you can use it as a spray. You can use it inside on your toothpaste and brush your teeth. All this can be done. There are a lot of wonderful things you all can do with silica gel, the whatever available in the water soluble form. So when we go a little detail, I'm just going through these slides. I'll go a little fast. It promotes your bone and joint health. And when you look at, can you see here, it stimulates your osteoblasts, the bone building cells. And thereby, there are a lot of scientific data. We have scientific photographs. We have before and after consuming your Himishu water. You will be able to see that your bone health. So today is very common that you see a lot of people are having osteoporosis. And you would have seen that people above 50 years, they fall down and then once fractured, they become bedridden because the bone is not able to recoup back, regenerate back, and then rejuvenate back. It's not possible. But now I think with all this beautiful journey, can you imagine just not the osteoblast? You see the second information we are sharing with you is the stimulation of production of collagen. Collagen is the fabric of your body. Collagen is the building block. Other than the protein, collagen plays a very important role like a mesh. It holds on your tissues, joints, your ligaments. Now, can you believe in the production of collagen naturally? Naturally, to build the framework for calcium, silica plays a very, very important role. So that means you need silica on a regular basis so that you can have a stronger bone, stronger joint, stronger collagen matrix. And then, of course, your cartilage. Can you see assist in building up the cartilage? Now, the science behind this, we have everything there. And those are all only for training of doctors we would be teaching. But for you as a general public, just understand that it is very, very important too in your joint health and the bone health. Now, cardiovascular and our blood circulation, the elasticity of your whatever the vessels right from your heart to your brain, everything becomes lesser as a result of decline in silica. Now let me be very frank, and then I need to let you know There are around 800 epigenetic factors on this planet Earth which affects your health. Out of that, today, I would say very clearly that we have found 150 epigenetic factors. Now, in that, silica is one of the epigenetic. I'm stressing upon silica is an epigenetic factors which you can see it in the hair analysis report. Silica will be there if it is deficiency. So it maintains healthy structures of the heart and blood vessels, and at the end of the day, it also reduces lipids and cholesterol and calcium buildup in the artery. So don't you think it is something very unique, the function of silica to reduce your lipid, we are all, you know pretty well that we are all on anti-cholesterol medication, and which is no doubt, initially, I would say it's good to bring down if it is very high with using a drugs, but not long term. Long term, you cannot be using statins or anti-cholesterol medication because your body needs cholesterol. There are a lot of functions of it. So I'm not going into the detail. So here what's happening is silica plays a very, very important role in your cardiovascular. Now, coming back to your hormonal balance, there are a lot of situations where we are talking about today's world, which is facing with diabetes. Now, diabetes, if you see, one of the major cause of diabetes increasing is insulin resistance. Now, once insulin resistance is there, you cannot control diabetes. This is where we see a lot of people having diabetes, even though they're taking medication, they're taking insulin injection, but still they do have start getting complications of the diabetes, which is inflammation. Now, inflammation is a part of diabetes. If you may see that diabetes is under control by seeing just the number, but there are a lot of micro damages it does in terms of deficiency of epigenetic factors. So now we should understand that it's not just looking at your diabetic numbers, especially your sugar levels. If it is 5.6, you'll be very happy thinking that, yeah, today morning I checked my fasting is 5.6, and post-Brandel you'll say it's around 8 or 9, you're very happy. But after some time you'll see your toes becoming black, and the doctors will say, yeah, we need to amputate, it's a gangrene you already developed. Now, why is that? Your sugar levels have been normal, but why is that you get into complication? Now, this is where you need to understand that it's a congregation of everything together, put together. That is how it works. It's not just one factor alone. There are a lot of factors involved in keeping your healthy. Now, can you look at the improvement of fertility? Now, there are a lot of couples today with today's world of IT. A lot of couples are facing fertility issues. They are not able to have a child, and they can you believe the money you spend to have a child, they spend in terms of hundreds and thousands of ringgits, and in rupees it will be lakhs. People are spending, but at the end of the day you get a child, and then the sad part is if your child born is with has autism, that's another it's a big challenge for the parent. If the child has Down syndrome is another problem we face. If the child has got autistic attention deficit syndrome, that is another problem. If you have congenital diseases, that's another problem. You have another problem. Now imagine you pay money, get yourself fertile, and then have a child. You still do not know whether you can produce a healthy child. So it's become a real concern for every human being who wants to have a child. So there, silica plays a very, very important role. And I'm repeating, silica plays an important role, but it is not the only important nutrient. You need to look into a bigger, but it is one of the important nutrients. So it reduces your stress and then anxiety. Also, it helps you a lot in terms of helping at the hormonal balance. Now, this is something very important for you to understand, that it helps in cell detoxification and heavy metal elimination of aluminium. And today's world, you see, everybody are very, very happy, proudly telling, doctor, I'm a diabetic. How many medications are now taking? 3 to 4 medication. And now, how about blood pressure? Yes, doctor, I have that. Then how many medication? Another 3, 4. So you calculate per day, these guys, most of the human beings will be consuming nothing less than 6 to 7 to 8 or sometimes 10 also drugs. When you're taking drugs, you need to understand it's a chemical, it's a chemical. So automatically your body has to metabolize it, throw it out. So over a period of time, your body also will have some toxic effect because of the collection of these toxic heavy metals. Now we have to detoxify it. Now silica plays a little beautiful role in in balancing your detoxification mechanism, and especially aluminum removal or detoxification of heavy metals like aluminum, silica plays a very, very important role. Now, saying that, now there are other two beautiful situations which I already spoke to you, is promoting of brain health and mental health, and on the other side you're seeing the digestive. Now, one thing I want to stress upon here on the digestive system is silica helps to realign your gut system. That means your mucosal lining, your epithelial lining of your gut system will be restored when you take it regularly. Probably, I would say if you can take it for 6 months to 1 year regularly on a regular basis, your beautiful your epithelium becomes normalized, and thereby, if I'm going to talk about diseases, you might have colitis, you might have, irritable bowel syndrome, or there are a lot of gut issues, right? All these can be, even gastritis, all these can be able to bring back to reverse back to normal by just adding on this to your existing. And then of course you need to work on building up your gut system with proper enzymes, proper glutamine plays a very, very important role in your gut health. And then removing the parasites also plays a very important role. Removing fungal infection in your gut also plays a very important role. And taking appropriate probiotics, that also plays a very important. Now just imagine, I talked about silica and then I'm giving you so many important things you need to. Eating at the right time plays a very important role. And what kind of food do you eat plays a very important role. How is your mindset? Very important. When you get up in the morning, are you an angry person? Are you a person with peace? How do you handle your day-to-day life? How do you handle your stress? How do you handle your office? Everything combined together plays important role in your gut health. You will see a butterfly in your gut, right? You when something is not right. Now, why is that? Because your system gets affected. There are a lot of serotonin is produced in your gut. Melatonin is produced. If your sleep disturbance is there, melatonin is one of the hormone which is very, very important for your sleep. But your gut needs to be healthy to have a proper, appropriate amount of melatonin. So when silica can be an added advantage by consuming it and then it can become healthy, why not? We need to look into it. So saying that, strengthen the immune system automatically. See here, what happens is there's a lot of benefits when you have a good gut health. Automatically, your immune system also will be benefited. But in the immune system, there are a lot of, once again, a lot of categories where we are talking about your leukocytes, your natural killer cells, immunoglobulins. All these are all important, producing antibodies by your own. So that now all these need a little bit of silica in terms of making it much better. And this is something which is very, very good, especially wound healing, especially people who are having a chronic wound. And you will be going to the doctor getting, treated for wound cleansing. But at the end of the day, wound takes a very, very long time. So you need to understand that silica helps you to helps you to heal on its own. Now, in that way, speed of wound healing plays a very, very important role. And now this is for the women out there. I think you all will be excited when you know that, silica helps you to have a beautiful skin, hair, your nails, teeth, and gum health. Silica is very, very important. And finally, you go inside and see your collagen, your elastin, your hyaluronic acid, your keratin. All these are all important ingredients, but silica plays an adjuvant. It's like it will assist. It's like a pillar for all of them. So when you add on silica into your regular diet with our Himisu water-soluble silica, I think it is going to be a great advantage in the skin health. Now, how do you choose? There are a lot of products. Now, as you see, I just went into the internet, and when I looked at, there are a lot of products available. And how are you going to choose? So for that, you need to understand that number one, can you see the spring water, the diatoms which can be picked up? That is number one. Can you see the drawbacks? It is inconsistent minerals and the variety. And of course, we cannot pick it up. And then, of course, the silica levels are very low. But on the other side, when you pick up from the natural crystals, the hazard is when it is exposed to tiny particles of airborne silica, there are two carcinogens, cancer producing situation, asbestos and cristobalite is produced. So normally we wouldn't go into this kind of picking up silica. But the final one is a plant-based one, which is what we are actually picking up. It's from the rice husk, which is high affinity for the human body to be picked up bioavailability. And then at the end of the day, we can pick a lot of silica from our husk. And it is very, very safe to consume because Japan is a country where you can trust them that they will have all the regulatory things fulfilled, and then only the product will be released out for the human consumption. So in that way, they have done a lot of clinical studies. So for us to receive it, and there's one information I need to share is this particular product, you cannot repack it. You are supposed to get the original product from Japan up to Malaysia. It's the same. And you cannot repack it. You can only put a label on it and then sell it in Malaysia. This is how it works. So those guys, stringent laws and stringent information sharing is also very, very secret actually. But at the end of the day, we have it right now in Malaysia. We can use it. So at the end of the day, we have this Himisu, the first water soluble rice silica is available right now in Malaysia and for human consumption. So with all the regulatory authorities in Malaysia also, it is being sold, and say where you can definitely pick it up and then start using it. Now, saying that, when you look at can you just believe the production is not overnight? Like probably you just give me an order today and then tomorrow I'll give you the order back. No, it doesn't work like that. For preparing this beautiful Himisu water soluble silica, it takes 6 months. Now just imagine 6 months is a long, long period, It takes a long time. Whether you order 10 bottles or you order for 1,000 bottles, it's going to be 6 months. So that means the factory which is working for us to produce this particular product, it takes only in a year 2 times to deliver the products. It's a very, very, very highly in demand product available. And in Japan, it has been there for almost 25 to 30 years, and they have been without no hassles. It's been one of the hot selling products available there, and people are using it left and right. Now, only 3 to 4 years ago, with the help of Himisu, Sindhyan Barad, Madam Shrin, and June, we could bring it down to Malaysia and register it yet, and we could be able to sell it in Malaysia. So when you see the process, there are 12 steps here, but it's really, really a cumbersome, difficult. But at the end of the day, today, it's just available on the table for you to just pay the money and pick it up and go and drink it. But what the company is doing behind is a science by itself, very beautiful. We can trust them, and then we will be able to safely consume it because it's very, very safe. Now, if you look at just the water soluble rice silica, it would have been, just the rice silica water. But what the company in Japan they did was they added on two other products. One is your inositol, and the other one is a Panax, not a ginseng, added into this water, so that there are multiple benefits which can be augmented. Now, there's a science behind the Japan company adding on this, and it's only available for Malaysia, and the export model is this particular product with these combination. And there are trace elements. You can look at the zinc, your magnesium, calcium, copper, sodium. It's already there, but they are all micronutrients inside this water. So when you're consuming this particular water, there are a lot of other good benefits. It's not just silica alone. With the combination of this nota ginseng and inositol, there are a lot of good benefits we would be getting when you consume this. So saying that, today, how does it work? It works in this particular range of situation where we call it detoxes, it remineralizes your bones, then restores, regulates, rejuvenates, and protects yourself from what I would say is your oxidative stress. And the last, I'm going to show you something which is very, very beautiful. I would say for you to see with your eyes and believe that how beautiful is this product for you to consume. Now, when you look at the benefits, I once again repeat it, there are a lot of beautiful benefits, what you see on the slide here, right from bone health to your joint health, your heart health, your hormonal health, the cell detoxification, brain health, and digestive system, immune system, wound healing, skin health care, your hair, gum, teeth, nail. Now, everything combined together, it's a multifaceted benefits you can get by consuming this beautiful now, there are a lot of clinical. Now, this is where I, as a doctor, for me, see, if you don't have any clinical trials, if you haven't done anything, for me, it's a little difficult to even promote the product or even come and talk to you over the stage, because without a backup plan or backup research, I will not be able to. So here I am proud to say that Japan has done all the clinical testing and they have proven beyond doubt. Now, one of the beautiful benefits, for say when you consume the silica is for diabetic patients. So now, if we are talking about diabetic, we are talking about regulation of blood glucose levels. Now, when you consume this beautiful product, there are a lot of positive response. Can you see here 86% positive response in term of 50 days? Now, one bottle is 500 ml, and when you consume around 10 ml every day, it's for 50 days. So in Japan, what they do is their research is always for calculated on 50 days basis. Now, in 50 days, when someone consumes, they see that 86% of the people positive response that they feel good, their sugar levels are better, something like that you can see. So why not when the 86% is a very, very good benefit we are getting. So saying that here they have done a clinical research on in terms of aluminum detoxification. So they do have proven that before and after, and 72% showed increase in the silica content in the body, and then 77% showed decrease in the aluminum content. These are all scientific data which we have with us, so we can share it with you. And then thereby there's a lot of certification which our Himisu has gone through, and everything is perfect for a human consumption, and there is no toxicity of any other situation. So it is proven that we can consume, and the benefits are multi, I would say multi-dimensional. So it's good that we consume Himishu. Now, once again, I want to stress upon that silica is an important epigenetic factor. Now, this word, please remember that it is an epigenetic factor to support your cellular health. I'm not talking organ health. I'm talking about cellular health. And once again, to just recap you, as you age, if you're 60 plus, just imagine how much of silica you will have. You'll have only 20% of silica in your body, which is not sufficient. So now with all your regular drugs or whatever you're consuming for your diseases or the ailments you have, if you can add on just the silica water of 10 ml every day, I think in 3 months' time, you all should feel much more healthier. Your immune system will be better. Your sugar control will be better. Your blood pressure will be much better. Your collagen, especially if you want to climb stairs, you need a little stronger bones, stronger muscle, right? So when your collagen increases, your fibroblast increases, your matrix of collagen increases, everything is beautiful, isn't it? And then if your toxicity level of your heavy metals is coming down, this is going to be a game changer for all of us, for us to move forward. So saying that silica plays a important role as an epigenetic factor in your cellular health. Now, this experiment is something I got excited for you to just share here is on the left side, you see this, it's a normal nail. Yeah, I put it in a water and this was 2024, right? Now, on the right side, you see it's mixed with 1:10 Himisu water, and the nail, it's still fresh, it's not oxidized. Now, this is our Malaysian research, but you imagine in Japan, they have a nail from 2017 until now. It's almost 8 years, 8 to 9 years. They still not rest. So what I would like to convey to you is your body will not get rusted. When you're on silica, when you're consuming silica, your body won't get rusted. Now, coming back to what is rusting means, what I would say is your body goes through oxidative stress. So it will bring down your oxidative stress. This is what is the message I would like to give you. When you're consuming this water, it will help you to detoxify and then reduce your free radical damage. On the other side, on the right side, what you see is our Himisu water mixed with oil. It just blends inside, and then that emulsion as one. On the right side, you see a water with oil. Oil will be separate and water will be, it cannot gel, right? But if you're using our silica water, it blends. So there, what is the good news is it helps to fat metabolism, your cholesterol metabolism. You can reduce your fat. Visceral fat, now they have done a scientific study where they can show you that visceral fat reduces after consuming silica. So this is good news for people who are overweight. But I'm here to just give you a little bit of glimpses of it's as an overall silica plays a very, very important role as a micronutrient you need to add on to your journey. So what do I finally would like to let you know is the rusting is the word is equal to oxidative stress. And today's world, your oxidative stress in your cell is very, very high. Now, if the oxidative stress is high, it leads to a lot of diseases, And in terms of immune system, your body is not able to handle it. Your body cannot do anything. So we need to look at the cell level. So please understand that from today onwards, you need to look at your cellular health and stop looking at your blood test and thinking that you're very healthy. No, you will never be healthy just by looking at your blood test. You need to get your hair analysis done or the bioquantum bioresonance done, so that from there, as a medical doctor, we can pick up a lot of information, and then I would like to help you through the nutraceutical support. And in that way, saying that silica plays a very, very beautiful, as an additive into your journey of supportive nutrients, it plays a very, very, very important role. So now the question to all of you is, hope you have picked up a few tips on today's pep talk. This is something very, very, I think I have given sufficient of information, and definitely we would like to hear a little more from our Managing Director, Sherin of Himisu Sindrian Bharat. And she should be able to give you a little bit of glimpse of a little more about the company and then what exactly are they looking at. So until I see you all in our next health series of talks, thank you very much for your patience hearing. And definitely we would like to answer your questions in terms of Q&A now. So saying that, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I thank you all and bless you all in abundance. And then I give it back to our Ananda, who has been my host. Thank you very much, Ananda, Shireen, and June, for this opportunity to be here on this platform to share the knowledge about silica. So thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. I think it must be 9 o'clock there in Malaysia. In India, it's around
Yeah.
6:45. Once again,
Yes,
thank you
doctor.
very much. Have a wonderful evening, and over to you, Ananda.
Yeah, thanks a lot, doctor. That was a wonderful sharing and a great insight you've given. Now we have a few questions from Sherlyn. How does silica helps in managing blood pressure?
Now, as I explained to you that your cardiovascular health, your vessels play a very, very important role. As you grow older, your collagen inside your vessels are less. Now, to be clear and specific, silica is one of the micronutrient which will help you to produce your own collagen and thereby make your vessel wall a little more, I would say, flexible. And thereby, if your vessel is flexible, your blood pressure will not be high. This is a very, very simple understanding. If your blood vessel is stiff, for example, it can be because of high cholesterol. Automatically, your blood vessels will be thick. Now, this silica also, you notice that it blends in and reduces your visceral fat. So automatically, we are talking about fat metabolism. So once your fat metabolism is optimized, your collection of cholesterol and the fat inside your lipids inside your blood vessels will be less. So your blood vessel definitely will be much more flexible. But once again, I need to be very clear to let you know that just if you start consuming silica and then you tell me, doctor, my blood pressure is going to be cleared or not, I say, I have to observe you. That's where, as a doctor, we would like to come back to you. We would like to see you what are the other epigenetic factors which is affecting your health, and then add on if necessary. But this alone will definitely support you in terms of reducing your blood pressure because your vessel wall will become much more flexible.
Yes.
Yes, that's the answer.
Doctor,
Thank
it's another question, Sherlyn. How do we know that we have a sufficient amount of silica in our body? How does it boost our immune system?
Okay,
So how much?
now this is a very beautiful question. For this, I need to be little frank enough to tell you that as of now in the medical fraternity, we don't have any test to show you how much silica you have. All right, this is the number one problem we have. But on the other side, if you're looking at, there is a situation where from my side, I can say if you can do a hair analysis, and definitely there we can pick up the silica levels, and then from there we can add on. But when you look at the food additive part of it, like adding on the silica into your diet for some time, what has happened is in the past of few years, there are no toxicity by consuming silica in the minimal dosages. It doesn't cause any kind of problem or toxicity. So there, the advantage is When you consume silica, normally your body uses it so that there will not be excessive silica inside your body so that it causes any kind of toxicity. But in the future, I understand that we may have to look into pick up some machine where we can check how much is the silica level, and then from there we add on to our this one so that we should be able to be more specific. But today, I can boldly tell you that consuming silica will not cause any toxicity because the studies in the past has very clearly told that silica doesn't cause any kind of toxicity because the product what we are giving you is a very very high quality product and it doesn't have any toxic elements inside the product, so thereby it is going to be very very safe. Now anything you would like to add on, Sharon?
Basically, why our silica is safe because it's plant-based. And also it's actually produces from rice husks. As human body, the plant is actually meant to be eaten. So that you actually taking from the crystal or any other thing cell, that is actually where the question mark is. So we are very sure that what are we feeding you? The silica is actually plant-based. It's actually very safe. We have gone through all the tests, the steroid tests, even though we have gone through, many other tests that prove that the product is actually very safe and we have all the certification.
All right.
And there is also a question down there was asking about how much water do you actually need to mix in a 5 to 10 ml of Himizu, right? Is there a question there?
5 to 10 ml silica with 100 ml water. Is this overdose or not?
Basically, silica, Himizu silica is actually very lifestyle, meaning that we do not fix you that when you need to drink. You can actually drink it before food, after food. You can actually mix with the food, your drinks, even though you're in a soup. So whether it's a hot soup, it's a cold soup, or it's ice water, it's all safe. So it all depends on you. We have even consumer put in the rice cooker and cook together in the rice so the whole family enjoy it. So we also have people like me, I would like to actually put in my juice so that I just put in 5 ml in the morning into a cup of juice. And in the evening, I put inside in my warm water and consume. So there's no fixed rules. It's all about lifestyle. How you like to bring into your lifestyle. It's not like you're eating medication that you have fixed hour, fixed time before food, after food. No. So it's a very easy nutrients that up to you. So you can be dissolved, dilute into 100 ml water, even 50 ml, 30 ml. It all depends on your habit. So what you like.
And there's asks about a list of silica-rich foods that are particularly known for helping with detox.
So the food that is actually contains silica, right? So as far as you're concerned, banana, brown rice, and also seaweed, they actually contain high silica. So, but you see, to replace, if you wanted to actually talk about the comparison, every 10 ml of Himizu, they actually provide you 9,000 ppm of concentration of silica. So if you wanted to replace the 10 ml Himizu every day, you have to eat up to 1,500 stick of banana or 80 bowl of brown rice. So it's your choice whether you can actually afford to eat up to 80 bowl of brown rice to take in the 10 ml Himizu. So it's all up to you. So this is a comparison that we always done. That is the amount of silica in the food list. Even though spritzer water has been mentioned by Dr. earlier on, was saying that every liter of spritzer water, there's 60 mg of silica. Can you imagine, if you were to take 10 ml of Himizu, is equal to 150 bottle of 1.5 liter spritzer water. So to show you that the concentration that our product have is actually so high, it's minimum 9,000 ppm of concentration, meaning each drop of Himizu contain of 9,000 and above ppm of silica. So that's why we do not actually want you to actually drink a lot. So if you can drink a lot, obviously our company is happy because you can buy a lot, but you do not need. So the minimum requirement, from our professor in Japan, you are required to actually take in only 5 ml minimum daily. So for people that is young, meaning that you are actually classified young when you're 30 and below, so you can actually take the 5 ml. So anybody that's 30 and above, we advise you to take 5 ml twice daily, so equal to 10 ml. So those who have complication in disease, so that you can actually come forward to actually show us your blood test report, even though you can actually get advice from Dr. Prabhu, what are the dosage that you're supposed to actually take. As far as I'm concerned, the cancer patient that we have is taking 30 ml a day. So back to the question about our company. So basically this product is actually happily land in our hand that we registered this product 3.5 years ago in Malaysia. So Himizu is actually a Malaysian brand. So this product that we actually brought back from professor in Japan, there's actually no brand. So that we actually brand it locally and actually name it Himizu. This name is actually very fantastic. The meaning of Himizu is actually secret intelligent water. Why it's so special? Because this water, the moment it enters into our body, is actually magically move around and actually repair and cell heal ourselves. So we actually talking about cellular level where you actually by right supposed to actually heal yourself as what we have created by God. So that you cut yourself, your skin will be able to actually grow back. So everything is actually about cell heal. So we no longer wanted any drugs to come into our body, a foreign object to come in our body to heal us. So our body is supposed to cell heal by producing enough nutrients within our body and also collagen within our body to actually enzyme to actually help us. I think this one doctor can be able to explain much more than me. So our philosophy in Japan is very simple. Himizu is a nutrient that wanted you to cell heal. So this is our philosophy.
Thank you, Ms. Sharine, for your sharing. And thank you, Doctor. We open for the floor to ask more questions. Any questions you'd like to know more about the silica and how does it works for our vaccinations? For our vaccinations that we have done. And what else are the questions? Please be free. Doctor could answer you. Is there any questions on the floor?
Yeah, I
Professor
encourage
Wali,
everybody who actually have anything, please do ask. Since
Professor Wali,
we have
Professor
Dr.
Wali, do you have
Prabhu
any
with us.
questions? We have Sherlyn. Sherlyn have asked something as well. Sherlyn asked for a question which Royal Unks asked a question whether it can be taken with other supplement like omega-3 or multivitamin. That's asked by Royal Unk. And we have all the other questions have been answered. So please be free of questions. We have another 5 more minutes to cover this topic, and we will be having quite frequently on a different topic with Dr. Prabhu related to our health, especially vaccination and also the current diseases problem, which Dr. Prabhu will give a very good insight and his experience he will share what's really happening in our body and our surrounding environment as well. So, my friends out there, Ms. Sharon, would you like to share anything else?
I think it's good. So it's all up to anybody have further question about this company and also the product. Please feel free to ask.
Okay, I've shared the contact number of our company, our phone and office number, Emishu Global Sundaram. Please be free to call if you need more information or purchase any products. Or today you can place an order here as well. So we have in a room, we have Abhilasha, Chan Fong Ling, Daniel, Amy Tang, Fauzia, Arifin, Fong. We have a person who's iPhone, Ivy, Jamie Lau, Joni Mit, Miss Jun Leong, Lai, Mabel, Nesaraj, Royal Hung, Shantini Arthanam, Sean, Sherlyn, Sherry Betts, and Professor Wali Mutzamil. Thank you for all of you to spend your precious time of 1.5 hours, and hope we can see you soon. And